Everybody, what's going on? Klaus here, and thank you so much for tuning into today's episode where we're going to be discussing the CWL Rising Season 3 Week 1 wars. What happened? I mean, we covered the BTP war against Valor Harris in Saturday's stream. We'll be covering Week 2's war against One-Hive Invicta on Saturday as well, so that's only one war. There were 20 other wars, or 19 other wars in the CWL Rising League for Week 1, so let's discuss that. We're going to draw up a power ranking, see how everybody's comparing, and then lastly, we're going to predict what's going to happen in Week 2. So a lot's going to be going on. Let's jump in. I'm going to be go through it as quickly as I can because I know this is a lot of information. Also, for your viewing pleasure, there are some replays from the BTP war against Valor Harris. So let's get in there, guys. Reddit Ace took the loss against Lost Colossus, a very close war, 81-81. It was a tie in stars, but the total destruction spread of 0.37 actually gave Lost Colossus the victory, 91.00 versus 90.63. So nicely done, Lost Colossus. Next, we had Sheldon Massive taking the win against Team WBT. Sheldon Massive with 80 stars, 79 for Team WBT, and so a 1-star victory, and the total destruction spread of about 1%, 89.47 versus 88.40. So nicely done to Sheldon Massive, another close war. Next was a very one-sided war, Elite of Valor, 86 stars versus One-Hive Invicta with 80, a 6-star victory for Elite of Valor, and the total destruction was quite spread as well, 95.1%, a very good percent, versus 90.97 for One-Hive Invicta. So nicely done, Elite of Valor and One-Hive Invicta. We're looking forward to seeing the fire next week. Next, guys, we've got Time Vortex taking the victory against Reddit Elefino, a 1-star victory, 81-80, and this is one of those where the percentage is backwards of the stars. So Reddit Elefino actually had more percent, 92.50, even though they took the loss in stars, versus Time Vortex's 90.93. So obviously very close for exciting war, and nicely done to Time Vortex. Next, guys, we've got Aussie Addicts versus Bangladesh, 81-85. So Bangladesh took the victory by 4 stars, and the total destruction spread of exactly 2%, 94.93 versus 92.93. So nicely done to Bangladesh for that victory, and Aussie Addicts, very familiar name. Looking forward to seeing what they can bring next week. Next, guys, we've got Crunch Time versus Chaos Hammer. Crunch Time taking the loss, 81-82. Chaos Hammer with a 93.43% total destruction, and Crunch Time with 91.97. So a 1-star victory for Chaos Hammer. A nice job, a nice war, very close. Closer than expected, though, but that's not taken away from Crunch Time. I just know that Chaos Hammer are beasts. So good luck for the next week, guys. Next, we got Hagyur Metal versus Clash Warriors, a 9-star victory for Hagyur Metal, 84-75. So we're looking forward to seeing what Clash Warriors can bring to the table next week. It was also a very wide spread of total destruction, 95.27 versus 87.70. So nicely done for Hagyur Metal once again. And again, looking forward to seeing what Clash Warriors can bring next week. Next, we've got a very familiar name, Predominance from last season versus Alphas. Predominance took the victory, 84-79, so 5-star spread. Also 93.73% total destruction versus 90.40. So that was a very one-sided war, but looking forward to seeing what Alphas can do next week, this coming week. Next, we got Pinoy Violator MP versus LP3 Chiron, and Pinoy took the victory, 82-81, a 1-star win, nicely done, and also only a 0.7% total destruction spread, 94% versus 93.3. So nicely done to both clans, but Pinoy took the victory. Very nicely done, guys. Next, we've got Coastal Clash versus Michigan Rose, and this was a 1-star victory, but both were very high star counts, very high percentages, a very amazing war. Looking forward to seeing both of these clans go at it, against other clans in the near future. Michigan Rose taking the victory, 85-84, so nicely done, guys. And also the total destruction was a little actually on Coastal Clash's advantages, 94.97 versus 94.90. So a very close, a very competitive war, and both of those clans definitely made a statement this week. Next, we've got Annihilate versus Villa La Cura, and Annihilate taking the victory by 7 stars, 85-78. Also, the total destruction spread was over 4%, 94.47 versus 90.63, so just under 4%, and just one-sided victory. Nicely done to Annihilate and Villa La Cura. Looking forward to seeing what you guys can do next week. Next, we had La Gran Alianza versus Black Apple. Now, Black Apple took the victory by 9 stars, guys, 87-78. Also, the total destruction spread of 3.7%, total of 96% for Black Apple, 92.3 for La Gran Alianza. So nicely done for Black Apple. Looking forward to seeing what LGA can bring next week. Next, guys, we actually have a tie, like a legit full-fledged tie between Reddit Hounds and the Moochers. They both had 83 stars, and they both had 95.07% total destruction, which is a very high percent and very impressive. So nicely done to both of those clans. And since neither one of them lost or won, they both have a 0-0 record, which is very interesting. Next, we've got Nagaland Elite 1 versus Knights Templar, 85-82 on the side of Nagaland Elite. So nicely done with the 3-star victory. Also, guys, we had a total destruction spread. It was really, really close, 93.9% versus 93.67. So very close percentage. 3-star victory. Nagaland took the victory. Nicely done, guys, but it was very close. Knights Templar could have easily, I think, competed. Next, we got Chasu versus JTJ, and JT, both again high star counts, very competitive war. JTJ took the victory 86-85, so just a 1-star spread, but again, both of those very high counts. 95.67% total destruction versus 94.40. So nicely done, JTJ, in that war. I'm looking forward to seeing both of those clans compete in the next few weeks. Next, guys, we've got WHF Rising versus Secundum. Now, Secundum took WHF Rising by 7 stars, 87-80. So very, very surprising, actually. And with the total destruction spread, very, very close, though, at 95.53 versus 95.27. So you can see the star count was very different, but the total destruction was very close. So it was actually a pretty competitive war, but nicely done to Secundum for that win. Next, we had Boston Tea Party versus Valor Harris, an 86-81 victory, 5-star difference, and the total destruction 95.03 versus 91.97. So BTP taking the victory pretty handily. Looking forward to seeing what Valor Harris can do next week. Next, we've got Reddit Templars with one of the highest star counts at 87 versus the OSF at 81. So a 6-star win for Reddit Templars, a 95.7% total destruction versus the OSF at 91.90. So a handy win for Reddit Templars on both accounts. The OSF definitely going to bring the fire next week. Lastly, or second to lastly, we got Fortas LTU taking the win against Amino, 80-78. So a 2-star victory. Also the total destruction, in other words, backwards wars, where Amino, the loser on 2 stars, actually had a higher percentage at 91.33 versus 89.23. So very, very interesting war, very competitive, and Fortas took the victory simply on stars. So nicely done, guys. And then lastly, we've got Pinas Hangover versus D Sabazis, or Die Sabazis. I'll have to find out how to pronounce that correctly, but it looks like Pinas took the victory in a tie star count, total victory 83-83, total destruction spread of very, very small, only 0.30 at 93.53 on Pinas' side and 93.23 on Die Sabazis' side. So very close war, very competitive, and nicely done for all of those clans. And that actually covers all 20 matches, guys. Now let's click over and let's show the power rankings that have arisen after this first week of competition. All right, so here we go, guys. We're going to start at the bottom and work our way up. Now, I want to mention that every single one of these wars are generally very, very close. They're very evenly matched and a lot of competition going, lots of moving parts, easy for one thing to go wrong. So even though somebody might rank very low, there's a good chance that things are going to change a whole lot during the beginning of this because the power rankings are completely devised through math. And so we've only got one set of statistics to go off of. So it's definitely going to be pretty volatile, at least for this first few weeks. And by the way, the average victory was 3 stars, and that's only 1 attack in Clash of Clans. So all these wars very close, all these clans very good, and looking forward to seeing how this season turns out. But we had to come up with a ranking, so here it is, guys. We compared the star counts and the total destructions and found out who had the, generally the most, generally the lowest in comparison to everybody else. This could easily change because one really good clan could have fought against another really good clan, and their numbers don't reflect how good they really are. So again, guys, this is all very subjective. Well, it's objective because it's math, but it could easily change. So let's get into this, guys, shall we? Number 40, because there are 40 clans in the CWL Rising for Season 3. Number 40, guys, are Clash Warriors with a 0-1. They actually lost their first war again by, I think it was 9 stars, and they ended up with 75 stars to begin with. So the lowest count of everybody in this league so far. Let's definitely look for them to improve. Number 39 was Villa La Cura, and guys, I'm not going to break down all the numbers, but they are on the screen for you if you'd like to check it out. Next, on number 38 is Team WBT. Number 37 is Fortas LTU. 36 was Sheldon Massive. 35 was Almino. 34 was Alphas. One Hive Invicta was number 33. 32 was Reddit Ace, and Le Grand Alianza was number 31. So those are the first 10, the first quadrant of our clans. And again, they may be bottom dwellers in our power rankings right now, but looking forward to seeing how things will shape up over the course of the season. And also next week, whenever we do this again, I'll be comparing how much these guys change, these clans change, whether they go up or they go down. Now getting into our second quadrant, guys, starting with number 30, we've got Time Vortex. Number 29 is Los Colossus. Number 28 is Reddit Elefino. 27 is the OSF. 26 is Valor Doharis. 25 is Crunch Time. Number 24 is Aussie Addicts. 23 is LP3 Chiron. 22 is Chaos Hammer, surprisingly low for them, but they had a pretty low star count compared to what we're used to. 21 was Deep Sabazi. So those are the bottom half of the clans in the league so far. Again, we're not taking into consideration wins and losses because there's no telling, you know, who their first opponent was. They should have won, they should have lost, whatever. So we're just sticking to simply star count and percentage count. Those were the bottom half of our power rankings. Now let's check out the top half, the second quadrant from the top. So starting out, guys, number 20, we've got Knights Templar. Then number 19 is Peanuts Hangover. Number 18 is WHF Rising, expecting them to go up just from they're well known, of course. Number 17 is Pinoy Violator MP. Number 16 is Nagaland Elite 1. Number 15 is Predominance, again a well-known name, expected to go up. Number 14 is Chasu. Number 13 is The Moochers. Number 12 is Coastal Clash. And number 11 is Annihilate. Now, these are the top half, but the bottom of the top half of the rankings, and it is definitely, they're expected to definitely pull out some victories in the next week. But again, we're so early in the seasons that anything could happen. It takes more statistics to be able to see the trends and really be able to line out what the power rankings say. But at this point, that is up to your number 11. Now let's check out the top 10 clans of the CWL Rising Season 3 Week 1 power rankings. And guys, starting out with number 10, we've got Reddit Hounds. They did very well, 83 stars, but 95% total destruction. You don't get 95% very often. In fact, the average percentage in these wars is 93.06. So they did much better than the average, and the average star count is actually 82 with they had an 83 star count, so they deserve to be pretty high up there. Next is Michigan Rose. They had 85 stars and 94.90% total destruction, so definitely deserving of that number 9 spot. Number 8 is Bangladesh, taking on and winning with an 85 star count and 94.93%. Next was Hagyur Metal, number 7, with an 84 star count, so a bit lower than the number 8 and number 9, but they had a high percentage at 95.27. So again, guys, these things are definitely going to be changing and are going to be very volatile in the future. Number 6 is Boston Tea Party. They took the victory with 86 stars and a 95.03% total destruction, so very nicely done, guys. Number 5 is Elite of Valor with an 86 star count and 95.10, so just a little bit higher than Boston Tea Party, taking number 5. Number 4 is JTJ with, again, an 86 star count victory and a 95.67% as well, so very much getting up there in the top elite percentages and star counts. Next, guys, the top 3 of the CWL Season 3 Week 1 power rankings. Number 3 is Secondum, and some writing I cannot read, but I'm just going to say Secondum until someone corrects me. And it is that they took the victory with 87 stars, which is very, very nice, with a 95.53% total destruction. So very dominant, guys. They definitely deserve to be at least considered one of the top clans. All of these deserve to be, I think, considered part of the top clans of the CWL Rising. And then number 2, number 2, Reddit Templars, guys, with a 87% or 87 star count. Once again, 95.70% star total destruction. So they did an excellent job against the OSF in week 1, and definitely looking forward to seeing some dominance from them going forward. And then, guys, lastly, number 1 is Black Apple. Now, Black Apple took the win against La Gran Alianza, 87 stars, 96% total destruction. Nicely done, guys, and expect good things from them, as they are a well-known name and actually warred up against Boston Tea Party twice last season. So definitely looking forward to seeing what happens happens in week 2. That is our power rankings. Definitely looking forward to seeing how how the power rankings match up with what happens in week 2. So now let's get into the predictions and we can resume our replays. All right, guys, very quickly, we have Reddit Ace going up against Elite of Valor in week 2. Reddit Ace is number 32 in our power rankings, and Elite of Valor is number 5. So it does seem quite one-sided that Elite of Valor doing so well in week 1 will probably carry on that momentum into week 2. Well, that's why we're going to be calling it that Elite of Valor would take this victory. However, I do know Reddit Ace, they're great guys, and I believe that they're going to be able to pull it out and do a very good job. We're looking forward to seeing how that goes, but I'm going to give the nod to Elite of Valor. And by the way, guys, in week 2's power rankings predictions video, we'll be checking out and seeing how accurate these predictions are. So I'm hoping to at least get half of them right. All right. Next, guys, we got Team WBT versus Time Vortex. Team WBT 38 on our power rankings. Time Vortex number 30. Now, they're very, very close in their rankings. So this one could any of these could easily go either way. Again, we don't have a lot of data to go off of, but I believe that Time Vortex will take this one, and the only reason why I think that is because they are higher in the ranking. Time Vortex is a pretty well-known clan, but so is Team WBT, so this may be one of the clans, one of the wars to watch in week 2. Definitely looking forward to seeing how that one turns out, but I will officially give the nod to the higher ranker for probably all of these predictions just because the data, that's all I've got to go off of. So next, guys, we've got Asiatics versus Michigan Rose. Now, I would go with Asiatics. They're ranked number 24, but Michigan Rose is ranked number 9. So that's really, really high. They did a great job in a close war. Michigan Rose did in week 1. So I think Michigan Rose has what it takes to take on Asiatics, but Asiatics did extremely well in season 2. So I'm going to give the nod to Michigan Rose, but this one could easily go either way. It could be very close as well. Next, guys, we got Crunch Time versus Pinoy Violator MP. Now, these are both close clans in the ranking as well. Crunch Time's number 25, Pinoy's number 17. So just based on the rankings, number 17 should take the victory. But again, this could easily go either way, especially because they're only separated by 8 rankings based on 1 war statistic. So it could really go either way. Crunch Time is a fairly common name. I'm not familiar with Pinoy as well as I should be. So based on the numbers, I'm going to give the nod to Pinoy, but it wouldn't surprise me if Crunch Time took the victory. Next, guys, we got Reddit Elfino versus Hagur Metal. And Reddit Elfino number 28, Hagur Metal number 7. So quite the spread in the percentages. I know Reddit Elfino, they're great guys, and I would love to see them take the victory, but Hagur Metal did such a good job in week 1 that I'm going to have to give the nod to them that they're going to take the victory in week 2, but this war will be definitely on my radar to just, in curiosity, see how it goes. Next, guys, we've got Predominance versus the Moochers. Both of those very familiar names. Predominance number 15, the Moochers number 13, and it would be interesting because the Moochers, in my mind, Predominance is higher up in my head, but the Moochers are higher up. I mean, that's the way the numbers came out, so the Moochers are getting my nod for today, but they're very close, only ranking separated by 2, so it would not surprise me if that one went either way. Predominance is a great clan, but so are the Moochers, so it's gonna be, that might be the war of the week, to be honest with you guys, but I'm gonna give the nod to the Moochers. Next, guys, we got Coastal Clash versus Sheldon Massive. Now, I know Coastal Clash ranked number 12, Sheldon Massive number 36. I believe both clans have a lot of potential. I do know that Sheldon Massive is probably related with Sheldon Elite, which is a very, very good clan. So Coastal Clash, and if they're not, well, boo for me, right? But so Coastal Clash has the nod for me for being on rank 12, 24 ranks above Sheldon Massive. But as I've said 100 times, guys, these could go either way. Next, guys, we got One Hive Invicta versus Boston Tea Party. One Hive Invicta ranked number 33, Boston Tea Party number 6. Now, I am from Boston Tea Party, so I'm a little bit biased. I do think we're going to win the victory. I do think we're going to take it on because we have seen One Hive Invicta. I think we can take them, but One Hive Invicta has a lot of potential as well. So it's going to be a hard-fought battle. It could go either way, just like any of these wars could. The spread is only 3 stars, but like on average, but I think Boston Tea Party is going to take this one and they're going to get the nod. Next, we have Annihilate versus Le Grand Alianza. Now, Annihilate's number 11, Le Grand Alianza's number 31, and Le Grand Alianza took one of the worst beatings of week 1, so I'm sure they're going to come back with fire in their butt. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how it goes. Annihilate, number 11, I believe will take the victory as they did very well in week 1, but Le Grand could do it as well. Next, we got Reddit Hounds versus Clash Warriors. Now, Reddit Hounds is number 10, so they're top 10, very good clan, versus Clash Warriors, who had the lowest star count of the league in week 1. Now, that doesn't mean anything. They could easily have learned from their mistakes and come back with fire, just like the previous clan did, but we'll see how it goes. Clash Warriors ranked number 40, Red Hounds number 10. I think Red Hounds will pull it out because we're very familiar with them, but I think it could go either way. Next, guys, we've got Chaos Hammer versus WHF Rising. That could very well be the war of the week because both are well-known names. Chaos Hammer did extremely well last season. WHF Rising, of course, being related with WHF and WHF2, which are in the CWL Invite, which is the top league for CWL. So either one, very, very good clans, guys. And because WHF Rising is ranked number 18, Chaos Hammer's 22, I think WHF has it. But again, this could easily be down to the wire, or it could easily be very one-sided. I'm really excited to see how that one turns out. Next, guys, we got Villa Lacura versus Nagaland Elite. Now, Villa Lacura was 39 in our rankings versus Nagaland Elite number 16. So Nagaland Elite definitely has the advantage on our rankings, and Villa Lacura had the second lowest star count of the week 1. So I think they'll come back with fire, but Nagaland Elite has my nod. Next, we've got Chasu versus Alphas. Chasu did a very good job in a very competitive war. They're number 14 versus Alphas, which is number 34. And I think Chasu's got this victory. Again, the rankings kind of say a lot, but also Chasu was in a very competitive war. Both had extremely high percentages, and it could easily go either way. We've already said that 500 times, but let's just say it 500 more. Why don't we? Next, we've got D Sabazis versus LP3 Chiron. And these two are extremely close in the rankings, guys. Number 21 for D versus, or D versus number 23 for LP3 Chiron. So this one could, and I mean this, even if this was week 11, this one could go either way as they're so close in ranking. I do know LP3 Chiron. They're part of the Lost Phoenix family. They're very good. I don't know D or Die as well as I should, but because they're the higher ranking, I'm going to give the nod to Die Sabazis. Next, we got Bangladesh versus Reddit Templars, and both of these are top 10 clans. Bangladesh number 8, Reddit Templars number 2. So Reddit Templars being number 2 gets my nod, but I know Bangladesh, they're a good clan. So do I know Reddit Templars. So this one also could be a highlight clan or highlight war for the week. Very, very interested to see how this one goes. But again, the nod goes to Reddit Templars. Next, guys, we got Pinas Hangover versus Lost Colossus. Pinas having number 19 ranking, Lost Colossus being number 29. So Pinas gets my nod with a 10 rank advantage, but because I don't know either one of these clans all too well, I can't say anything beyond the numbers, and we'll definitely be adjusting as we go. I think there's definitely a potential in either one of these clans, but again, Pinas gets my nod at number 19 out of 29. Next, we've got Secundum versus Knights Templar. Secundum number 3 in the top 3 clans of week 1 versus Knights Templar, which is number 20. So it's gonna be an interesting war. I know Knights Templar, they have improved so much since season 2, but Secundum came out with a fire with 87 stars out of the total perfect war would be 90. So they did a great job in week 1. I'm gonna give them the nod, but I'm gonna love seeing how that one turns out. Next, we got Fortes LTU at number 37 versus JTJ at number 40. So the largest spread of rankings in the entire for week 2. And this one, I'm gonna give the nod to JTJ just because they had 86 stars. They did an amazing job in week 1. Fortes LTU had one of the lower stars of week 1, but again, it could go either way. But definitely going to give the nod for JTJ this time. Next, guys, we've got Black Apple, the reigning top number 1 for our power rankings versus Valor Harris, number 26. Now, BTP, my clan, beat Valor Harris by 5 stars last week, and Black Apple is number 1 in the league. So I'm definitely going to be giving Black Apple the nod for this one. But Valor Harris, after taking a loss, could easily turn it around and make it competitive. So I'm very excited to see how that one goes, but officially my nod goes to Black Apple. And then lastly, guys, we've got the OSF versus Almino, and OSF being number 27, Almino being number 35. The OSF gets my nod, but they're very close. Only 8 ranking spread. So this one could be as well a very close war, and it could go either way as well. But officially, my nod goes to the OSF. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for today as we did our recap of what happened in week 1, drew up our power rankings and predicted week 2. Definitely be sure and check into our Saturday stream and see how BTP does up against One Hive Invicta, and then I will have the week 2 recap and week 3 predictions video next week, and we're just going to keep on churning out these videos, keeping you guys informed of what happens. Also guys, all the information that I read from is actually available to the public, so if you want to check it out for yourself, get more detail on maybe specific players players or get, you know, into the 9v9 percentage, 10v10 percentage, etc. for each clan, that you could very well do that. Just follow the link down below in the video description. Also, guys, this video should appear on the CWL YouTube channel. I'll put a link for that down below in the video description as well. That way you can check out what's going on in the entire league, and including a best of videos, which are going to include other replays that are being done by They Coming to Clash and Jackadunga for the CWL Rising, as well as for CWL Invite, Premier, and Light. So with all that being said, guys, that is going to be it for me today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like this video if you liked it and if you enjoyed the CWL type of content, and subscribe and join the Klaus family if you have not done so already. And guys, as always, I will see y'all again next time.